Do you want to play some Hearthstone? No. No, no thank you. Oh my god. Anyone wants to beat up Hearthstone? Anyone? I'll put Ben Brode in here. And not Trump as the first candidate. So we're gonna try and beat up Hearthstone right now. The first and most obvious question, right? Also, oh, let's trash Hearthstone again. Oh, I get you. Huh. I have to extend this. Hearthstone is trash review. You just saw what happened with Pure Paladin. It's probably, it was the feeling when you, back in the day, you were playing Highlander Mage. Oh wait, Highlander Mage is super fucking slow, and I made my Paladin super fast, super duper fast. To the point where your opponent quits at turn 5 apparently, so quits the game. Yep. Actually, turn 3 maybe? I don't know. Turn 3 to 5 quits the game. What's the point anymore? When I have 100% win rate, and I don't remember losing a game, and I don't remember enjoying a game actually as well. Since there's no thrill, right? I actually like the thrill of a good potential loss, right? Like, it's a pretty interesting thrill. Sometimes it signifies that you're playing a good card game, I guess. I mean, I've learned card games so very well. Nobody's playing correctly that you have to play tempo, but at some point tempo looks like an aggro deck. So what I was playing is actually like an aggro that can heal to full if it wants to. That sort of stuff. So when I can do that, that means I just broke the game. I created a tempo deck that can act as an aggro deck instead. For a majority of the game. It's very interesting to try and understand what happened here. Because this happened twice now with just like Demon Hunter broke the game, so does the Paladin now. From very early in the expansion, I was like, oh, Paladin is auto-concede class now. And now I'm like, oh, Paladin is top tier auto-concede class. Wow, okay. Amazing. And any other archetypes. So not only that, pure Paladin is the only Paladin archetype that works. And it's obviously again aggro. Mostly you need aggro to go through with the game, especially when Pure Paladin gives you the card draw that you need. Against control, you shouldn't lose that hard. Aggro goes hand in hand with control anyways. It's and you can beat tempo too, so you can beat basically every single archetype in the game. And combo archetype does not actually exist in Hearthstone. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? Combo archetype is stuck in a hole in Hearthstone. Highlander is not combo. Because Highlander actually has less gluten, has less binding force between cards. Okay. How are you supposed to create combos in a Highlander deck? No, you just create a weirder deck that has more things that can happen that you can play, but it doesn't give you combos. Maybe you can combo with a Zephrys, maybe? Maybe? There used to be a Paladin deck, and again, Paladin deck, with where you Zephrys out an apprentice. I think then you copy the apprentice with Faceless, and then you can ring the bells infinite amount of times. I tried to play that, and yeah, it's a pretty interesting combo, isn't it? And it was actually interesting and rare, you know, like, you can never call legendary filled deck a combo deck. You actually want to card draw a lot of the stuff that you want to execute in the end, and it's really hard to do. I'm not even sure how combo decks would look like, but the biggest thing that kills combo decks, using all mana kills combo decks. Okay, potentially you can set up like a turn 10 at turn 5, or turn 9 at turn 5, where you have 9 mana build up. Obviously that's like a weird game to play, right? But let's say you still cannot play 9 mana cards. You still don't have access to high mana cards. You only have access to a lot of mana. Now that would be an interesting deal, isn't it? Using all mana for every turn. It doesn't just kill combo decks and other strats, but mainly combo decks, mainly combo potential, because you might just wait it out until you can mix the perfect potion, or your opponent just didn't do anything, so you can focus on combos more because you're getting an opportunity to build something. So that's an overkill already. I hate Hearthstone, how it literally tases you with the worst mechanics ever, non-existing, because they're non-existent, they crash the game. So mana not being able to move around is terrifying. Mana being locked at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is absolutely insane. It gives RNG way too much credit. It gives 1-drops way too much credit. It creates aggro decks that rely on 1-drops instead of actually trying to deal damage to the face, where you actually, you know, how come aggro decks are not trying to do face damage but summon 1-drops? Yes, Phase Hunter is trying to do both because it can do both with hero powers, with some special cards. Kill command is kind of helpful, but I wouldn't say it's the best aggro deck. It's just it has this secret generator that's kind of OP, and it works alongside with like breaking your opponent's strategy. I don't know. It's very difficult to play around secrets if you misplay anything, and you don't know how to play around secrets as an early game player. You know, like, what the fuck? As a noob, you're gonna get sucked into a wormhole of just, what the fuck do I do? What is the best play? Most of the time the best play is to pretend it's a bluff. And you can't play around secrets. Unless you can play, then you do play. But if you can't, you have to ignore the fact. You can't be scared around secrets. It's such a pain in the ass, but gotta do what you gotta do. And if you lose, you lose. And if the secrets become cheaper and cheaper, it's okay. Like, they have pushed secrets forever now, and we never enjoyed it. Can you imagine? There's so many wrong things in Hearthstone. I'm sitting here, I'm ranting hours after hours trying to figure out how much bullshit there is and compile it in one place, and I think I'm starting to put this shit together, and then I shit it out into the toilet and get rid of Hearthstone forever. I will let Hearthstone be destroyed by their own players. Because there's a lot of them, by the way. There's a lot that could just go a few rounds against Hearthstone and just beat it up. Because I will not let Hearthstone this time get up and have a chat. But I need one dude. I can't just use multiple dudes. But then I can only use still 25%. This is what I decided the transfer to be. 25%. So I don't know, battle mode against Hearthstone, not easy. But anytime I will play Hearthstone and I actually like enjoy pinging, I don't quite enjoy pinging actually that much. It's not that easy to do at the moment. If I play Hearthstone, I probably would want to like open a slider or something, but even that's stupid. I don't know, it's very hard to tell. So that's a thing. Hearthstone is winning against Trump, I think. It loses nothing. So that's a win in my book. But I probably will enjoy every single Trump video a lot more now, because anyone else's struggle is so much more relatable now that I figured out. It's fucking garbage. Hearthstone's garbage. Why would you want to lose though? You know? There's one thing, you know, like, if win rates matter so much, then it is annoying, because the meta settle down. Right? Once meta settles, you need to copy paste decks. Just like with the businesses settle down, you need to plug in the holes instead of trying to invent something new. It's not gonna work. It's just gonna make you frustrated. And unless you don't want to play Hearthstone, which is absolutely nice to do, to get frustrated and not play the most win rate decks. Okay. I really don't have an option of where do I leave. I know there are card games exist all over the place. I probably should be playing more apps instead. It would be a lot more helpful to... just my overall health, well-being, playing apps. Apps are nice. Apps are fun. Sometimes you can find really good ones too. And take credit for it, honestly. Promote an app that wants to be promoted eventually. That might grow into a big business and they recruit you or whatever accidentally. So it's a way better opportunity to play something else than Hearthstone, even though Hearthstone it does give me views. It's not complete garbage. So what else do we have? I feel like weapons are overrated now. Weapons are OP, non-interactive at all. I made a post on Reddit talking about weapons being OP and needing a nerf, where a simple nerf is like you attack with your creature, and if the creature dies, your opponent has to attack it, basically, attack back to it. So all the big weapons get destroyed by small little shit. And it's beautiful. Okay, you're not taking care of the board at all. You ignore the board. Small little things are going to destroy your weapons. And you don't need special weapon removal for this shit. What's the point? If 2 charges are on a weapon, you're basically wasting your entire deck to add a weapon removal. And I barely got agreement on that. On people saying, well, I don't know if that's how you do it. They didn't say like weapons are not OP though, because that would be the dumbest thing to say. You know, but you argue all day for nothing. There's a wall of fucking people who still apparently see the other way around and like, oh, weapons are totally fine. Even Shaman 2-3 weapon is playable. Okay, just like you can play your stupid Mortal Strike. If you play more creatures and you have weapons in your class, you have to play weapons. You just have to. It's like an extra slot for a minion as well, in case things get full. In case you're facing mage and you instead want to equip more weapons than play more minions. Like, it's a super flex deal that's non-interactive at all. The only thing you can do is freeze, and that's not an interaction at all. That is just a desperation. Freezes were played, which is kind of weird. But freezes that mage has, pretty OP actually. And sure, now instead of weapons, demon hunters get charges of just pure attack points. So it's even cooler that way, I guess. I have no complaint about demon hunter because you can stop it. Oh wait, I do have a complaint because they have board clears. Yeah. Okay. Demon hunters have board clears now. So they are assholes too. Again. And back in the day, Paladin was looking like it's gonna break through as well. Pure Paladin was kind of cancer already. And I'm kind of identifying that nothing really changed. It's just Demon Hunter got nerfed, so Paladin became tier 2, and now it's tier 1, because Demon Hunters got a new archetype, so they couldn't just build anything on top of that anymore. Completely new archetype. It's like, it's completely different now. Demon Hunters are. And they're forced into playing a package. So the worst part about Hearthstone is packaging. So funny, right? They need to try and do that. They need to try and like string together cards where you need to get the whole package, otherwise you can't quite play the deck and whatnot. It's a very interesting strategy, but in the end, I don't care how you do it, just don't do it blatantly obvious. Pure Paladin and Soul Shard Demon Hunter. Wow, so much variety there that you can do. So many strategies, so many archetypes can spawn out of that, right? A control version of Pure Paladin. Oh yeah. But obviously, the problem is not Well, the weirder part is actually even weirder. It stops developers from nerfing cards, the packages, because you don't want to touch the package if you feel like, well, the player still has to buy and have all these cards, so we don't want to nerf anything there. They actually buffed Libram Paladin, which is a package. Pure Paladin, Libram Paladin, you literally have nothing left to put in the deck. You're just questioning how many copies of a card you want, and that's about it. It's, what a mess, right? So, stops from nerfing cards. Two. Early game bullshit has to stop. Okay. Now, the Braggart is 2 mana creature that can break the game. It's not early game necessarily, but you can treat it as early game anyways. You can treat turn 5 as an early game. You can treat you play turn 5 the authority card, Blessing of Authority, and then you play Braggart and 2 mana 10/10s have to stop. It's a very simple thing too. I thought like Hunter with 2 mana 5/4 dormant, but it attacks immediately after it stops being dormant. I thought that was OP. I thought that was bannable. But now you have another 2 mana card that actually beats that one. From a previous expansion, it power creeped a card that was problematic already. And Wild Fiend is, for me, an auto-include in almost every single tempo deck. Auto-include. And you have a class card that's way better, and then Paladin class card that has beaten the best card. That was the best. But now the 2 mana dude is the best. Because no matter what happens on the board, you hold the stats. And it's unbelievable how they missed this. And they never shot it. Like, when was the last time cards got nerfed? I mean, every single time a nerf happens, it's actually a fucking celebration in Hearthstone community. You bet. Nerfs are celebrated, yet it's only one time a year thing, like my birthday, you know? It sucks to celebrate my birthday only once every year, you know? It's almost like, well, you're alive. You have survived 1 year. Congratulations. And someone shakes your hand. What? How does that make you feel? Fuck me, man. Nerfs not only should happen, they should be a part of an expansion. You know, at some point during the expansion, everything's gonna get nerfed. Okay? Everything. You just pure banhammer on bullshit cards. Come on, you can do that, right? You're already generating so many cards. Who cares? We have to nerf standard as much as possible in order to invent more game modes, because standard is more of a test run for cards. How else are you going to treat standard? You know? Sure, don't nerf legacy cards for Wild, but what the fuck are you doing with standard? It's unbelievable. So yeah, early game strategies are way better than control strategies. And they're trying their best to like invent some stupid control tools, but those control tools will bleed into aggro decks anyways. I play the mashup of the best control tools and the best aggro tools. I mash those things together, so just inventing the best cards will not actually provide with good decks. Okay. Especially like, yeah, I mean, they have invented the best deck I've ever seen so far. And it's so easy to actually get it, right? I wonder if I can buff it with the Sapiens, the Orb of Sapiens. Oh wait, it doesn't buff it because it's a pure Paladin. You know, I can't even think about adding cards. Pure Paladin is the pivot of insanity. You can't change the deck at all. Good luck changing the deck. Good luck thinking about it. Good luck understanding why Blizzard cares about pure as a way of playing the Paladin. Pure. What? Yeah, if your hand is pure, or for example, you get some kind of bonus or something. Please, give me a break though. Why have entire deck pure? Same goes with Zephyrs. Like, why have an entire archetype of Highlander bullshit? Which is, it sounds fun, but it's getting old very fast. Why do you have to have such a specific archetype catered? So, well, you know. Also, auto build decks include Highlander, Slot Machine, Pure Slot Machine. Oh, am I gonna get Bran because that's a Highlander card and it's specifically way stronger than any other card in my deck right now? What? Oh, my deck does not have a strategy. It's just a pure slot machine. What? Are you kidding me? And people play that, and I was like sucked in. At very first, I said I was playing Highlander Shaman, yeah. I got sucked into this hype. I'm like, wow, I can play Highlander Shaman? No, I can't. That's not true. What are you talking about? There are classes that break the game with almost every card, and those are the classes that are only worth playing, and that's it. Every card. Can you imagine? Paladin just reached that level of insanity. Not only every card, it has 2 packages, and they all fit together. It's just perfect Paladin, actually. Not pure Paladin, but perfect. It's well educated and very much is capable of its own identity, right? It doesn't have to play any neutral cards at all. Doesn't have to care about that at all. Right? Some neutral cards are supposed to be pretty powerful. Why do you actually power creep with your stupid class cards? Neutral cards. What's the point? Yes, you don't want strong neutral cards, but purely power creeping is not the solution of introducing cards. Like, you kind of just want to have an amazing effects, amazing combinations. That's what your class is supposed to do, just combine the things that you find in the neutral pool with your spell, so you don't even have to actually create too many class cards. It's actually quite exhausting to do that, and it makes for a lot of mistakes at the same time. Why not just embrace the abilities that classes have instead of embracing the power creep? You know, what the fuck is that? So there's so many mistakes. It's definitely worth leaving Hearthstone, but the problem is nobody else is gonna fix those mistakes. They're gonna have different kinds of mistakes, and it's gonna become a whack-a-mole. We can only hold hope in our hearts that, you know, Hearthstone will change while we building our own games. Okay, if we can, we have to contribute by building our own games, and that's the end of that. If I can turn a card game out of this shit, or just make my engine work after I stop ranting, okay, after I become a normal human being again. But I really can't stop, because I'm in pain every single day. I'm playing Hearthstone no matter what, okay? I'm playing an unfair game no matter what. And I find the same shit in real life. So don't worry about it. There is no escape. It's not that easy, especially when, you know, Hearthstone mentality is bleeding into real life, essentially, okay? Doesn't end there. And seeing how, you know, how normalized the experience is, I'm, like, shocked, honestly. So, yeah. I think that 30 minutes sums up everything that destroys the game at the moment. Random card generation is not that bad. But randomness should be controlled quite a bit. I'm totally against just, oh, let's get a random legendary accidentally, or randomly OP card. I kind of don't want to get into that, or even evolution effects are actually a little bit exhausting to think about, of the actual range that you can get yourself into, unless you have a lot of evolution effects that you can stack, which is still strategic, still fine. And no one's gonna be mad at evolution, right? Like, that's just cute. But it doesn't quite work either. It's not an extremely exciting way to play Shaman, because Shaman, first of all, doesn't even work. But you see the power level is so fucking creep. Like, I can't play Evolve Shaman. I said, oh, Evolve Shaman brought me back to the game, and it's actually pretty good if people play tempo decks and then just clear the board all the time, you know? So now the game is clear the board, hit weapon to face. Very, very interesting game. This is the best early game, and this is the best control game. You clear the board, and then you hit face. Amazing. Because this is one target removal, and this is multiple target removal. So it's late game and early game. The best. They have invented the best stuff. And guess what? Elder Scrolls Legends doesn't have it, so tempo decks dominate. I actually get in there, and I feel like I'm playing pure Paladin, if I want to. But I can play any kind of pure Paladin. Whatever. Any deck can become very, very good once you refine it, you know, and it's quite a process too. It's not a process that makes you friends, however, you know. It's a process that will get you rejected, and you will lose your job and everything. Get blackmailed. That's what's up, man. Get blackmailed. That's the best part, you know. Blackmail is just such an interesting word. Unbelievable, right? Blackmail's... You know what blackmail means? It's not necessarily related. You're girl gets fucked and you are torn apart. Okay. Oh, well, you're girls, why not? Prula. Okay, because you can fall in love very easily, and they get fucked, and they're like, well, I love this guy now. Why do you love him so much? What did it do? It hurts, right? If they're being unreasonable about it. If they're truly, like, just pleased by destroying themselves. Because that's, in the end, what happens. You're being the nice guy, and you're seeing them get destroyed, and it tears you apart because you have been empathetic this whole time. But the same way you can feel about Hearthstone is like, well, I was able to play Shaman, now I can't. Oh, oops. I guess it's the end of that. I don't know how to play Hearthstone anymore. I don't know what to do. I'll probably just have to play Arena forever. And still auto-pick Paladin, though. I don't know why I auto-pick Paladin. I don't know why I have 3-0 right now on lock. That's actually quite insane. Because getting a 3-0 is not easy at all. That means you're very likely to get 12 wins. That's what it means. You're now very likely to get 12 wins. Maybe 10 wins. You're very likely to get a refund, let's put it this way. Very likely. Because it still depends on how close the games were. If they were too close, a little bit of RNG is gonna knock you out. So, you getting a refund at this point. I am getting a refund from Paladin. It's not easy to get a refund. Because, you know, it's 7 average. You want to get 7 average on Arena? Anyways. And duels don't seem that fun. I feel like I've exhausted my interest in Hearthstone so badly. And I was desperate to do it because it's just so bad. Just so painful. So, am I leaving again? Well, new expansion is around the corner. So, I might just open some packs, right? I will open some packs and see what's up. We survived until the next expansion. It's my birthday, huh? Celebrate. Yeah. Too bad I survived until the next expansion. Not with a lot of hopes. I'll still play pure Paladin, obviously, and not much else. And while I'm opening packs, right, I would just upgrade my Paladin deck if it's even possible. But, I'll just play the same deck. I'm kind of stuck right now. And it's the best deck ever that I ever had, by the way. It even beats the big Shaman that got me as high as I was capable of getting in Hearthstone in the first place. The highest I've ever been is rank 5, which is old school rank system. Rank 4, actually, I think. Rank 4. I couldn't reach Legend by any means necessary. Okay. And I kind of gave up. Because I knew in the background there was a metagame being brewed all over and over again, and everyone was desperate to get the stats. But they also bleed stats and share them around, which is kind of interesting. Because you kind of have to do it, but at the same time it's now it's a nice thing that people are doing, okay? People are nice about it. Hearthstone is a terrifying game anyways. So it's... But obviously people are fake nice. You can only get the premium stats if you do this, and people are gonna compete with each other. And at some point the competition will be like, oh, we can actually take a monopoly of this, because when you get a monopoly you can actually raise prices so much more. You can shut down your website and bully people. That's why monopolies are heavily restricted. But maybe they're not. Maybe they're still out there somewhere. Oh wait, Hearthstone Monopoly. That's 2 words, and I think we earned a star. As much as people are trying to beat Minecraft or Hearthstone, they can do it for some reason. Unbeatable games, isn't it? Hearthstone actually gets so much more competition because it's a lot easier to make it. And they did use Unity to make Hearthstone, so it's exclusively appealing to developers to try and beat it. But it's a trick. It's foolish to try and do that. It's very, very foolish. Slay the Spire punched Hearthstone and disappeared into nothingness. Slay the Spire is nothing to me. Okay. Slay the Spire, however, inspired Reynad to keep going, I guess. Slay the Spire actually came out later than Reynad's idea, in a way. So, but I think I think Reynad is still inspired by similar material, whatever. It's not like he came up with all of this shit. This can't be true. I'm not gonna give him credit for anything right now. I can only give him credit for going towards his goal with his money. But because he's not paying me, so I can't really give him credit for free. So, you know, like, sure, you're spending money, and I like money. That's all I give him, okay? Credit for. I don't think he created anything substantial as a game, right? Hearthstone did everything correctly. It just has to be balanced, just like Skyrim does everything correctly. It just has to be balanced. And Minecraft does everything correctly, except it's too easy. It has to be balanced. You know, like, fuck yeah, dude. Balance is god of the games. There's nothing else but balance. You're gonna buff a bunch of cards and make them playable and make people excited to play old cards that they're familiar with. Yeah, that sounds cool, doesn't it? Are you gonna make like wolves stronger in Skyrim so the entire map becomes super duper scary, but like you buff other activities or something? Like, that's pretty cool. Wolves still don't quite attack you immediately. They still have their own range where they growl at you. They don't quite want to see you. Same goes with bandits too. Like, it's a cool game. But why? Why do it like this? I think Enderal actually nerfed Skyrim quite a bit. Even though they introduced their own difficulty, which I always have to play, the highest difficulty. So I think they did quite a good job there and made it more consistent. And it's just such a notable change. Just like Elder Scrolls Legends nerfed Hearthstone, which is a very interesting thing as well, right? Oh, Elder Scrolls Legends is a Bethesda thing, and Bethesda got nerfed too. And Minecraft, was it ever buffed? Did people figure out how to buff Minecraft to make it exciting to play? I think that was the greatest struggle of all time. No one can figure it out at all. That it even needs to be buffed, that it needs to be difficult. I think people try to invent difficulty modes, but essentially Dream just was the only person that was like, oh, if you speedrun hard Minecraft, then it becomes kind of hard, right? And it's its own difficulty. Yeah, it's a task, it's a difficult task. And if you speedrun Minecraft with assassins, it's probably as difficult as it gets, because now you can create your own difficulty. But that's very artificial ways of creating difficulty. Like, so fucking weird, dude. I'm so frustrated. Obviously, that's another question of, like, how do you embrace artificial difficulty, where people don't quite can figure out what is the best play at all time. You know, they have to just explore their own realm. They cannot just look up, oh, how do I build this deck or whatever. But with all these clues in place, I think you can also, you know, plug in the most important hole of, like, oh, AI can just figure out everything, you know. So let's put down final points, actually. How to balance forever. Constant updates. Okay. But it's not constant updates in a way. It's more constant content refill. Okay. Changes up the content. Imagine Minecraft has a bunch of biomes, right? But those biomes get switched around. But the best way to actually refill content is create entire new game mode every now and then. Every expansion, every new Minecraft update, a new game mode. Slightly altered game mode where you have different tasks, maybe different achievements or whatever. Maybe there's like a village filled place filled with villages, and you have certain types of tasks and a certain type of end game. So different end games for Minecraft is very relevant and very easy to do as well. Very easy to generate. I think, you know, the end game of Minecraft that we have right now is kind of fucking whack. Like, what's the point? And also, because speedrun is so relevant right now, like, all you have to do is create a map that official map, right? Official, or just, you know, type in the seed Minecraft, right? That would be automatically official. And Hearthstone has constant content refill. I just told how it would happen in Minecraft. So Hearthstone already has this, and I'm kind of jealous. Why Minecraft doesn't have it? Why, Bill? Well, because Minecraft doesn't even refill with maps. Only AdventureCraft was capable of reaching content refill. AdventureCraft was the nerf to Minecraft. Okay. Oh yeah. And I pretty much was 50% stonks on that, okay? I owned 50% of the stonks of AdventureCraft, and I let Craig decide who gets the rest of the stonks, okay? But I was such an active user, and such a smart one too, that I kind of was beating up most people who were just building Legends of Zelda maps and some other garbage that I just couldn't relate to. And we didn't relate together. I never saw my competitors actually come up to me and say anything. while I couldn't say anything to anyone else because simply I didn't like their maps, you know? So apparently people really hated my maps. Or my map. Spawn the Creeper's Forge. I don't think I've heard anything bad about it, so I can't tell that people hated it. People quite anxious to get a refill of their meal, another meal rather, entirely. So yeah, I can see all these problems, but I'm just one game developer. What am I gonna do? You know? How am I gonna escape this insane monopoly of bullshit? Okay? Because if big corporations are doing garbage monopolies, then we're stuck doing bullshit as well. I'm trying to escape by like inventing some mini game that I care about a lot, that I can fall in love into, and constantly refill my interest in programming. So I'm trying to do that. Now I'm trying to like really detach from all of this bullshit, because at some point this happens and I have to rant about it, and I have to figure out what the fuck's going on. That took a long time to figure out, because nobody's really helpful about it either. You know, I don't have any friends in that sense. No one's really desperate to fix anything or find people who are like-minded. It's kind of disappointing, to be honest. Super disappointing. Yeah, like, you have to understand, the world is full of one-sided personalities. So they make you feel excited, but they already filled up the hole, potentially. They just have never really changed themselves. So when someone actually replies to my YouTube comment, that's all they do. They just replied to me. And I never really saw them ever again, or wanted to see them ever again. Like, Solem is actually someone that replied twice to me, and honestly, he deserves to be left. Because he has a full Discord channel, and I don't know what to do about it. I don't know how to interact with groups of people. It's more like a vicious cycle of people eating. And that's what it is in the end. You become people's food if you're a successful entertainer and you get sucked into that wormhole of, I have a lot of fans, I'm so awesome. I just have to do hard work, but I'm always amazing and I have to ignore other people. And this creates a loophole, right? Another, its own monopoly of ignorance. You know, somehow fame gives you monopoly of ignorance. The fact that people get cancelled is a miracle, okay? The fact that people get cancelled for stupid reasons is still a good thing that's still poisonous, right? A good thing that's still unclear. That people kind of want to hate more than like. Cancellation of people. Just shut the fuck up. Get yourself banned for like 2 months or something. YouTube does not like banning people. YouTube likes kicking them out. They don't like playing whack-a-mole with people, you know, with interest. It's like, well, take a break, 2 months off, and after you whack them all, you just give them a reward as well, so they don't feel that much punished, you know. But if they do something wrong next time, they should know that they will not get a reward for it, you know. And maybe it's healthy to be cancelled once a year or something. Who knows, right? We don't know unless we actually make good games and figure out how life works. What works in life. It's a huge responsibility that I'm not supposed to take. I'm so fucking angry because I'm taking a responsibility that's way above my level. That's not paying me anything. That's not listening to me at all. Gaming and programming is not my jam. I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't pick it up, and I couldn't quite make it, okay? Because I'm not supposed to make it. The fact that I'm getting 10 views per video means that I should have done YouTube a long time ago, and should have taken advantage of that a long time ago, guys. Because that's a spark, you know, 10 views per video, that's a spark. If I release 100 videos for 10 views, I pretty much recreate Spawn the Creeper's Forge, 10% of it. That's pretty good. Obviously, I have to be an entertaining person, and for most of my life, I was entertaining myself by struggling to get into this tier 3 bullshit that I don't deserve to have, because it's not paying me immediately. It should immediately recognize, like, oh my god, this guy has ideas about gaming. They don't give a fuck. So the question is, like, why programmers are so fucking ignorant too? Why are they so ignorant? They're just doing their job. Okay? Programmer jobs is insanely difficult. This is why you don't get good games right now, or high self-esteem on gaming community, or whatever. This is why you should always keep an eye if you can actually do something in real life rather than do gaming, which is why a lot of people don't even start gaming. Maybe they actually understand this idea to some degree, but generally don't care too much. If someone is doing a job, you can still enjoy it, but don't expect people to just do their job. If I'm not getting paid, I'm not going to do my job. It's just a simple thing as well. Don't expect that. So, because it's insanely difficult. If you're not paid, you're not going to work. It's very simple. You will leave as a programmer. These heavy jobs, the high-end jobs, that may not pay you because they're high-end, they're high competition, right? If someone can knock you out, you will leave immediately. You're not going to stay a programmer unless you have been crippled into programming and you have nothing else to do, no other talents at all. No hope to actually build up a talent, but you probably just have earned enough money to treat yourself that way. I didn't earn enough money to treat myself that way. I try to pick up every talent I can get that fucking works. I'm trying to create this better pure paladin of myself. You know, I have a lot of Hearthstone experience, so of course I'm doing okay in it. Okay, I'm not trying to reach legend, because trying is a hard thing to do. Okay, let's not forget about that. Trying. Doing something is not that difficult as trying to do something. Because you know where you are when you're just trying. In pure uncertainty. That's where you are. It's just unbelievable how people think that trying is worse than doing. You know, I'm sitting here, I'm trying so many things and I'm not being paid for it. That is fucking cancer. People go to colleges and they don't get paid for it. You know? People try education, they're not paid for it. This is why you have to demand your parents to pay you. You have to extract your parents' wealth as much as possible. And most people actually do it through education. It's like, well, I'm educated. It's a battle. You're literally born into a battleground against your parents. It's just so fun. It's amazing. At first you get bullied. And school is mostly, if you get bullied at school, that's fine, dude. It's just the best thing ever if you get bullied in school, because you will go back home. But if you get bullied at home, that's the worst thing ever. Now that's the worst thing. Being bullied in school, you're just gonna shut up and go through your life. And you might actually learn how other people deal with bullying or whatever. You might experience a lot of things that you can run away from because there's a lot of people in general, right? And there are teachers that might actually respect you, or maybe respect your decisions, or maybe are easier targets than your parents. You know, you get more targets. Like there's so school gives you another resource to, but it's the same game that we're playing. Such a fucking weird thing, because essentially your parents thought it's possible to have you in the first place, to own you as a person for even a split amount of time without you taking revenge. You know, it's just unbelievable. So yeah, I'm like so fucking fired up with this bullshit. Hearthstone truly triggered something wonderful, I would say. So it is the question, can Hearthstone be defeated? I'm gonna give 3 hours. Trump versus Ben Brode. Let's see what's up. Here's an interesting idea as I enter hour number 2. Water is not something to drink tea with. And basically sugar tea. You must not forget sugar tea. It's almost like you turn water into a toxin to your body. Water is for cleaning. It cleans your teeth better than anything else. And your fucking toothpaste. I feel like, oh my god, I just drink a little bit of hot water and no additives and like, fuck. It fucking works. It makes me feel good. In my mouth, first of all. Like, that rarely happens. I have cavities all over the fucking place. But mostly because of, again, wisdom teeth. Crushing everything. But I don't give a fuck. I'm not that upset about it. It's a little mini game in my mouth right now with all the cavities. I'm not gonna lie. It's not the worst thing ever. It's actually very interesting how I can actually let anyone battle Hearthstone at the moment. It's its own thing now. It's almost like an activated thing where it has a little bit more points generated. So if you can catch up to the points generated and not like just trigger basically a sneak attack, especially when Hearthstone right now is down and no new expansion is introduced, and despite new cards being introduced and me sucking up a lot of time in there, I wasn't quite clicking the button, which kind of changes everything in a way. So I'll think about it quite a bit as the battle goes on. Obviously I switch around the credits, but we'll see. I still need to find the best Hearthstone player, by the way. Is up to the task. So technically this is actually a very impressive, huge battle. And again, let's remind people, Ben Brode is the face of Hearthstone forever. Change my opinion if you want something different. You can actually interact with me more than Hearthstone, so I see nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with holding opinions of some kind. You know, I'm that kind of person. Come to my Discord, change my opinion, boy. I do find it fucking funny that Paladins surpass the magic that's happening in Skullman's Academy. Paladins are the ones who are supposed to be able to deal with magic quite well. So yeah, it makes sense, right? I hate it that it makes sense, but holy shit. Oh man, let's see if they can actually pull this off and Defeat every single Hearthstone player. Can this happen? What is the rate right now? We barely lose by $3, so like, fuck. And I call it weak because anyone who enters the list and the list is not cropped up, because again I can only invite 60 people in the party. In the top 60 YouTubers. Because it's kind of how many survived and got confirmed easily, I guess. You get the idea. Whew. It's gonna be another round of confirmation for me. Are these good enough? Anyways, the story must go on, basically. I feel like with custom card review, Trump is actually entering a very weird area of game design versus actually making the goddamn game. You're too deep into game design category just talking about game design. I try not to do it too much, but I know too much already. So there's a lot of things on my mind that I already experienced, but this guy is just kind of charging into this idea of reviewing custom cards that will never appear anywhere in the game. It's not even existing. It's just like, I love theorizing about Hearthstone so much, there's nothing else fucking to do. It's so pathetic that people fucking fall into this category of just doing little things and pretending it's big and it fucking works for some reason. It's so annoying, man. And it kind of captures my attention too, but it's also cringe that I will never see these cards, so what's the point of theorizing of what's possible if it's not actually possible? You know, you're not gonna play with it. So is it worth teasing yourself? Is it fucking card porn right now? What is this, you know? Literally card porn. So he didn't just met with a porn star. He's doing his own card porn show, which now I don't think it's appropriate on my end. Maybe it's useful at some point in time when I'm making a card game. Watch some card porn. Yeah. If I'm a successful game developer, yeah, that's what I do. And that's kind of interesting how he feeds into the higher generation then. But that doesn't fucking give him credit. Okay? Because I can't watch this. I'm sorry about that. The part that's biggest card porn is like some developers might actually watch this. So that's the biggest, you know, wish list. The biggest thing on our wish list right now. What the fuck? Wow, Trump. Nice card porn. I hope some stupid developer sees it. He is also doing the interactive thing. I think Reddit is being used as interactive media of Generation 0 and also being abused as a resource from the upper for whoever is establishing on YouTube, whoever feels warmed up on YouTube, they can abuse Reddit for ideas. So at least Reddit is useful for something. Congratulations. I probably should still build more Reddit pages for myself, if anything, like spawned Reddit page, because usually people just randomly jump around, maybe look for memes or something. So yeah. Why Reddit? I don't want to make another Discord thingy. I'm already like annoyed that it has different functionalities in a way, Discord versus Reddit. Discord is just better. I don't understand what you expect me to say in this case. But it's a little bit scarier somehow. And less people gonna jump into Discord. But I don't know. I still have to think about it a lot. I might even actually play different cards. I only give myself ping and power up. I can literally give myself cards like respect or cringe. Special buttons that I play. Special hero powers that I have against these fools. Man, this sounds about amazing, actually. Too bad this Inspector is now turning quite into an insane creation, I would say. Although, no, it's still pretty insane. Like, I don't want to create a silly little inspector thing. So what I have to do is I have to ping my engine another time. I'll do it tomorrow, or actually even today, once I recover energy. I'll just jump in and do the engine and start importing this stuff into the engine now. Because I feel the time is up, man. I can't wait any longer, I'm afraid. And after all, I have now a simple Taskmaster script that allows me to just copy this, paste this, and play with this while I'm loading something, like loading a little piece of code. So I'm gonna combine these two things together, or copy it, paste it here. Should work just fine. And I'll start working on the engine. But again, once I bring back my stamina, Jesus. Oh. Man, Onision sure fucking made it. Okay, I highlighted immediately the comments that say, oh, I watched this video, because he literally asked if you watch this video, comment in the fucking section. Who cares? Why did he fucking do it? Why is he so stupid, man? Why do I give people so much credit anyways? I should just be doing my own thing. But, I guess I adopted depression, and I allowed depression to force me to explore and find these bullshit moments. It's ridiculous. They're so proud of themselves. It's so unbelievable. Holy shit, man. It explains most of the population, I think. I have done something. Please be proud of me, senpai. You said to do something, so I did it. Because you asked me to. It's the saddest thing ever. Alright, I came up with an idea. And it's a very, very good idea, obviously. It's an idea to respect, see what happens. Because I don't want to be sucked in an Onision black hole, basically. But who cares, right? I shouldn't be that scared. There is a black hole, right? Like, I care about him a little bit too much, and I would give him a little bit too much credit in the end. But only if he changed and improved, because I can see the brighter side of what he could do. So I just dropped a respectful comment here. And I want to see what happens. What if nothing happens, right? What if people are so disrespectful they just ignore it completely? Anything is possible, right? So, I really want to see it. After all, he allowed me to post a comment, so I kind of respect that too. And now I'm kind of promising, like, if he releases a video, I kind of will respect it. I mean, it's, there's nothing else to watch on YouTube. Figure that one out. Someone fucked it up real badly. Everyone is fake and disrespectful, so like, yeah, I feel like he deserves it, you know, like, I feel like he is on the low side right now, that he almost gets automatic respect, and he will appreciate automatically as well, because he's just so low in life. Like, you just have to respect people who are low in life, but who still have resources to, like, get back up again as well, and try and figure out if they can improve their lives significantly. That sounds like a good fucking direction to go. Most importantly, I am incredibly related to Onision, in the sense of what kind of videos I'm making, and the fact that I do in fact see him on the bright side. Okay, and I saw him on the bright side. So I can't wait to get the battle started between Onision and someone. Well, Jack's films, obviously. So just commenting is a no-brainer for me, but actually it is a brainer. You can feel the fucking tension rising of just people being super disrespectful and not starting decent conversations or anything. They're just memeing around the internet and flooding it with garbage that never goes anywhere. You know, it's not planned properly, it's not properly executed. The promises are not properly laid out. So no expectations can be established either. You're just trying to do a ping pong game that fails, and you can observe internet being filled with that sort of stuff. So my best advice is always reply to people if you can. Always reply but most of the time you will be able to, right? Reply and see how long they will last, because earning that power level of stamina on the internet, having ultimate stamina on the internet is a very good idea. Okay, this is how you make friends after all. It's just like, what is a friend gonna do here? Well, a friend is gonna stick around, you know? It's gonna constantly chat and finish your sentences. That's just how it goes, man. It's gonna bounce the ball back. And if it cannot do that, then it's a bad friend, and you just move on to the next one. You know, the next person who's willing to respect you. This pure level of respect is just requesting that arrow up. So request that whoever talks to you always replies if possible. Now, obviously don't want people to reply to you when your heart is broken. And if your heart gets broken outside of your comfort zone, you have to invite people to your Discord and all that shit. So, it's a very good reason to go out there and fight for your freedom. I mean, there's so many fights that you can have that just for me sitting here and complaining, I know it's not particularly smart either. And I do want to grow alongside with Onision as well, so I have to respect him, basically. I just can't let it go anymore. Okay, just... he has a lot of hard feelings. I like breaking down hard feelings. I wish I could get a profit out of that, too. But it's... And I wish it would be like a guaranteed investment as well. But I also don't want to be thrown into an Onision black hole, but that where all I do is defend Onision. That's a little bit too much respect, right? It can be used against me very often. Uh, like maybe Onision is one of those people who would attack my views of whatever I have, like call me homophobe or whatever, and wouldn't actually listen. You never know when he's gonna fucking snap on me. So I have to keep my distance and have to pretend that he's actually a bad person because he did suck in a lot of evil, but he's like so low in life that you just have to respect him. And I think he opens up ideology that everyone on YouTube is struggling this a similar way. They're just obvious to only select people, and Onision is just simply obvious to me. Maybe I was circling around someone else as well without even realizing. I'm not sure about that, but I can't wait to see if people respond. I put a burger, literally a burger. Can you imagine? You guys are. What? Wow, guys, I'm fighting a mysterious stranger, which is literally my personality or something. But a hostile personality. Let's see what happens. Didn't expect that to happen. She posts pictures of herself. And her real name! Although that... Oh my god. Sorry to get yourself exposed, because I'm just as mysterious stranger as she is. Hopefully. Nobody's offended yet that I don't fucking censor my videos. Holy shit. Yeah, I think Onision is a cool guy, and I'll go to privacy right now. I think I got finger gunned myself. Because as smart as I am, I kind of have to respect women, and feel defeated actually in the end. Well, I tried so hard and not so far, and I feel defeated, but it's not a complete defeat, okay? I it's like I plunder and loot, okay? As a raider, think about it this way. Don't feel defeated. You are a raider. Okay? Accidentally. Most of the time, okay? You're just like, oh, I have to run away and grab this loot. Because it's happening anyways. Because she just can't handle suggestion. And has to be honest about it anyways. Wow. I'm probably set for days right now, and Onision is gonna get incredible amount of points, and I don't know if Jack's films can actually come up from this defeat, because he just got defeated. He just got fooled, man. Jax Films got annihilated. I don't know if Jax Films can fucking get up at all back on the 500 over mark after this. Oh, that is not okay, man. And it's a mysterious stranger. It's like a sacrifice, you know? It's a terrifying thing, like a person truly knowing their identity. Because I can tap into that. I acknowledge that. Because she's a creeper that's waiting for Onision to just kind of give up. And, oh, let's go smoke some weed somewhere in Tampa or whatever. I'm gonna fly him there. Oh my god, dude. You gotta be insane. Because Onision would get really hurt by creepers. I'm just saying, he's not the right personality for creepers to abuse. And it's just an alien move to make when you're trying to fly someone in a faraway place alone with you, or your friends and whatever. Which is not exactly a good idea for the person in question, right? So, yeah, I think Onision is going to do quite well against Jax Films right now. Obviously, Jax Films doesn't need as many points, but Onision just has an industry going on around me, basically. A fucking industry. I hope I don't have to abuse him myself too much, because I'm just as abusive as he is, being abused by the mysterious stranger, so I don't know. But we abused each other, so like, now we're gonna calm down for like a few moments, basically. That's what happened, okay? It was sex over the internet. You can't describe it any other way, basically. Wow, I met a model. Isn't that cute? And yeah, I mean, looking at someone fat and being like, that's still a model? Doesn't it take guts to do that? I haven't seen people actually be proud fat on the internet as true models. I've seen one person cosplaying, and she was chubby, but not fat, because she's fat, okay? She's really chubby. So yeah, whatever. I don't want to talk about her necessarily, but like, she's right now on my computer screen. So wow, and that's how she introduced herself. So it's a public photo of whoever cares about me gets access to this photo for no reason. Model wannabe Onision's alien. Obviously, I feel like an alien. Oh my god. Stupid Sabrina Carpenter. Is she in danger too, though? I hope not. Anyway, so that was Onision Adventures. I spent sizable amount of time now. I'm heated up. I know where I'm gonna spend my next hour at. I also have to check Google activity, because I don't know how long I slept. I literally slept 20 minutes more than I should have, and that resets the day. Daily start. We start all over again, guys. It's a new day, boys. Yes, I don't measure my days in actuality. I measure whether I slept or not, because that's the easier way right now. And I have to sleep over 3 hours, but now I'm like sleeping 3 hours and 20 minutes just to troll myself. This is the best feeling ever, dude. I really appreciate it, thank you. 3 hours, 20 minutes. Just so I can't argue with myself anymore. Okay. Obviously it's not exactly 3 minutes, 20 minutes, 3 hours, 20 minutes. It's still on the 3 hour mark where it's like, yeah, it's not okay. It's not okay to not reset the day. because it's a rule, and I can't overrule a rule that easily without reason. So here you go. But let's just say this. It proves women are nice people. It's just hard to respect them. It's very hard to respect them properly, but you just gotta do what you gotta do. You just gotta do what your feelings allow you to do, but pour in maximum amount of respect as well. It's so hard, man. As a sensitive human being, like, I have been crushed by feelings that women can generate, so I think they will appreciate me eventually. Nice guys finish last because their game is just way longer, okay? And that's a star. I don't think I need to invite her into my Discord or anything. I'll just talk about Onision with her and see what happens. Making friends is so difficult that I'll take whatever I can get right now. What the fuck? Let's trash Hearthstone and praise Onision. See? You can make for a good title sometimes. Oh no, I have a tax collector. No! A tax collector showed up. Because now I have to vouch for someone, and that means I have to pay taxes too. What? It's just another peek basically into the history of... normal people have more problems than YouTubers do, okay? You have no idea. Let's put it this way. Obviously, higher tier people are gonna be more problematic. In general, they're gonna touch more people. So of course they go to the next level, next tier. That's what it means to be higher tier. But when you're this low and you're not a YouTuber, as you're growing up, like, holy shit, is this gonna punch you in the face from all angles? Especially me, because I'm the all angles guy. You know, I invite people to punch me from any angle right now because I'm kind of bored and incapable of anything but talking on the internet. But it's amazing how Among Us got referenced again as, like, you have to vouch for people. You have to prove that you're a good friend to them, that you have their back. It's like, it's so important. Now that I know the okay thing, it means the end of the conversation, and then you can throw an insult on top of, like, as a reason why I ending my conversation. That's a very interesting thing, isn't it? You wouldn't actually figure this out unless you have mysterious stranger just chat with you. Wow, look at what this asshole did. He summoned Scott Pilgrim to become the Onision of YouTube. Scott Pilgrim of the Matrix is now Onision in YouTube. Here you go. He will have to fight the world to get his respect back. Oh my god, I can't wait, man. So worth it. Alright, since I had enough, I want to save. And I'm gonna add a line of code where it says... Oh shit, this is the sad code that wants to make me famous and whatnot. But holy shit, I feel cool about having a friend for a while, and she went to sleep and everything. Ah, fuck. Juggling people's emotions is very tough. Being a genius when doing it, it's really tough. Being a little bit pretentious and attracting women is incredibly tough. I am a little bit pretentious, right? I can't hold myself back because I'm so excited. But I also feel like, you know, like she barely kept up with me, even though she's fat, you know, she fucking can do whatever. Not me though. And she goes to sleep. If you could put a fat person to sleep, like, you can definitely feel good about yourself. What I'm gonna do, I'll add a line of code in the ping section, where if min elapsed is higher than this, it's 1 hour, right? 1 hour, so it's actually it's seconds elapsed now. I think it's replaceable here. The name can be replaced. Sec elapsed. I could just say time because it's a very interesting measure of time. Very useful measure of time, I would say. Because it's precise enough to where, you know, like you dig enough of a hole. Let's say a point system like this. It's pretty good. You can still go into 1,000. When you get to 10,000, it gets a little bit awkward. When you get to 100,000, the zeros are a little bit annoying all of a sudden. I think million is highest as you can go. But if you want to keep numbers small, you just do a 0.00 or something. For me, when it comes to influence checking, I do the X for a half point. That's how far I get. But also, like, if you use seconds, you can kind of stretch yourself towards that million range of your just ability to observe numbers. So you have 1 hour, and after that 1 hour, I sing heat. I usually use this thing or daily start, right? I use daily start. I probably will not use daily start anymore. I think also the heat goes off, or I will start daily start actually. 1 second. So there's this daily start, right? And daily start has its own function. It says new day, where everyone loses their heat and daily gets knocked out by like 10%. I probably can do, yeah, I probably can make heat just completely be its own function in a way, because 2 functions are now using it, so let's do that as well. Public int heat. Now I will actually document every change that I make, because sometimes it's fun. I want to make programming fun. Heat 0. So all the heat goes away in 1 hour if I don't actually interact with people. But the heat will actually grow faster now, because it's so unstable anyways. Just after 1 hour of inactivity, heat goes off. I think I want to cut heat in half actually. Why not keep hot people right around? So this will use heat 0. Yeah, women are fucking weird because, like, you never know how dangerous they really are. How they truly understand feelings, right? They spend so much time talking with people and interacting, and like you enter Discord and it's really a girl's world. First and foremost, girls are more likely to do Discord bullshit. because I felt the same vibe on Antoinum's Discord as well. Also, there's some fucking wires in the way. Okay. Okay, so heat goes to 0. We can... Yeah, we probably will need to use our own function though. A unique function here. Instead of letting it go to 0, we let it go down by 25% every hour. How about that? And now people will actually retain heat. The most important part, I do want to stack heat maybe a little bit more. I don't think so. I don't think I have to do it yet. But I'll do it just because I feel like it, right? Or I thought about it. So I still have to do it so it's there. So the way heat works, where do I use heat, right? I used heat right here where it's a booster, where it shows the booster, shows the percentage that it's using. But I also used the heat somewhere else. I should probably use a different function here. Oh wow, where's the square root here? Here it is. So this would be the booster number. Yeah, I have to do whatever I'm excited about, because it is annoying to have a creeper just jump on you. You know, if that's a creeper, it might feel like I'm stressed out or fearful in a way, but I recognize everything. I'm totally in control. But one thing that doesn't sit right is that the creeper is there and she's in control as well. And she's like kind of hunting Onision down in a way, but I reframed it so she only does that when he's in danger, which is still not particularly never, basically, you know, it's not never. And for someone to try and fucking make weird moves like that, I don't know. I shouldn't be too judgmental of people I don't know, obviously, but I respect Onision a little bit too much, so it's just happening anyways. So I picked this up as a heat system because it's hard-coded. Hard-coded means that I use certain numbers, like square root is a specific function, and 350 is a specific number that I divide by. So I actually... Also, when it comes to booster, you know, every card has its own booster. So it has to be displayed like this. I think we're gonna do this. It is a tough life. It's like tough being not honest and everything. You have to be honest about who you are. It really helps, because it really helps your self-esteem, right? Like you're capable of interacting with people more because you recognize yourself than you recognize others. Vice versa that way, right? It's a lot easier to just be yourself. It does require you to be patient. You can't do certain moves in a way that are too needy, let's say, because I don't need to jump into Onision's black hole. Apparently there is a big black hole of women, right? Like, that's interesting. I'm just making a friend. Doesn't mean she's hot, but like, she definitely picked the best photo of herself. She definitely understands beauty, so like, you have to appreciate that so much. I think we're gonna float this thing, and this is how the booster looks like here, right? and it gets sealed because it's a float, and I return this, and I feed into that system. So I have words 1 defining a card. So I pulled card X. This is a pull of a card. Words 1. And this way I can have a one-liner. That's a very useful deal. As a programmer, you have to appreciate one-liners. And I talk in one-liners now. Like, statements are way more powerful than other stuff. And I'll accidentally... Nobody's bumping into me. I think everyone appreciates me right now. I feel loved for no reason. There's so many people that, you know, they have names and their names matter so much. It's such a weird world, honestly. But it's the way you name yourself that matters. You can accidentally get a cool name too, like her last name is Model. It's fucking weird. And that's how I will remember her. Yeah, to be a model, you have to be edgy, okay? So you have to be a little bit fat, or like, you have to be like Eugenia Cooney. So Eugenia Cooney is actually like my personality, and she's like the fat Eugenia Cooney, which is like the fire personality. It's amazing, actually. I always forget Eugenia or something. And now this stranger plays into a nice dynamic. I think what we really need to do here is just hold self-esteem of like, I hold a lot of gifts for people to make them happy, and that's all that matters, honestly. So someone liked it but not my reply, which is fine. I'm cool. It's like, wow, you find a groomer, now you can just run around and waste him with that idea. But it's just pretentious, right? You're finishing your conversation by saying, okay, groomer. You still watched the video. You haven't said anything yourself. So in a way, you're kind of being self-destructive. I have to care about both sides, not just Onision, right? I cannot just single-handedly vouch on Onision and nobody else. I feel like as I'm approaching him, I will find a lot of rejected people in this group, and I will feel way more bad for them than Onision in the end. So that's what you have to take away from this. We're kind of approaching what's going on, actually. Onision might still be the bad guy, but he attracted a lot of rejected people who actually require tremendous respect. You fucking can love those people because they're not even famous. You know, so there's a reason why you have to check out communities in a way, right? And once I start taking care of that, maybe Onision changes his mind of what he has to do, basically. Yeah. Alright, so I do expect this to be automated now. I can't actually test it easily without just going off for 1 hour and on again. Also, I introduced someone to my Discord. I don't expect them to say anything or do anything. Just stay there, I guess. I don't know. It's just someone that had to shut up a little bit because he only speaks in memes and nobody cares about that, honestly. Except for Sar, who wants the dude banned or whatever, so... Well. I want to feed as much respect as I can. And we're clear, so... I'm fine with that. I figure out how a respect button is gonna work, which I will actually implement. Okay. I'll do a placeholder so I don't press accidentally any buttons. Placeholder. And then when I press public bool respect, I do a special move where I can finish someone pinging someone until they're full, basically. So this is a 4 cycle. I can literally ping from any amount, like from 0 to 100. You can see the bank fills up, right, percentage wise. So I can press respect and it fills up fully, so I don't have to like waste my time when a person doesn't reached halfway or like 80%. You just want to respect that and just give up the point. They deserve it anyways. And my internet wire is annoying me right now. Okay. How do we implement this? We have fuel ping, so we just copy paste that. Copy paste, we call it respect. I guess we call it ping too. Nothing else happens but the poking. And the bank is called daily, I think. It's influence, even though it should be called different now. Just call it bank. And to respect, we're gonna just ask bank is higher than 10, basically. Higher than 10%, so I have to use the pinged value, which is the max. Bank max. I have to float this. And I have to say it's more than 10%. So as long as it's more, it's gonna keep pinging the target. Or just gonna clear. Let's see if this works. String to bool. False. If it's true, it's gonna give the function. Yeah, I mean, Onision got a bunch of respect points actually from me. I couldn't keep up, honestly, because my application is not like on a window on a side like where I can click while I'm interacting with someone and I'm waiting on them. When I click on Unity, it just switches the window, so when it's an application, I think I can switch that. Sometimes I'm allowed. What are they doing? Okay, never mind then. Okay. Respect is gonna create a task, and it does exactly the same thing where it grabs a target. Keep. True. I need to keep sometimes the end task. It goes along with the target thing. So if keep does this thing, so I don't have to do it here. It's too common right now. And instead of, I'm gonna respect ping, just the general function here. I cast functions and then I read here. So this is exactly correct. Anything else? We got ourselves a respect button. Okay. Let's test this on Onision after we load. Gonna charge up. Right now I shouldn't be able to respect him because I still need to charge up 10%. But after it's done, Onision gets easy point, a lot of heat too, until my pings basically reach 100%, which is, it takes a long time, doesn't it? You can feel how many pings there are in this thing. So when things are slow, I can force power up, which also will give the heat points as well. So that's very interesting. I know Onision still retain his heat points. Didn't got a lot. Just for this thing. We can test how many heat points you can get. And I actually give him 3 points. So from 41 he went to 48, which is quite a lot. Alright, that's that. It works. More functions. Live. Implement. Like that. I'm gonna try and add something very peculiar, which is a different power system. Instead of just clicking once to power up the main power system, I'll try and collect all the heats and add them together, or rather all the boosters, and because the heats are actually boring, but the boosters are not boring. The booster has like 10% bonus, but what if I stack all the bonuses together? What would happen then? Because percentages stack quite interestingly, exponentially so. So I want to know what would be the power level if that would happen, if that would be the case. Because in that sense, if I boost more people, it becomes a better party. Look at that. It's just so much better when you get a higher level perspective and you don't just sit on one point. Isn't this beautiful? Like, you take unity points of 10, or you just take 10 points and everyone unites to boost those 10 points with their boosters. So times booster. And that's it, basically. I'll just exclude if there is no name on the card. And if there's no heat. Or if there's no heat. Okay. Then I apply power, play, which is how I call this. I apply this when I ping something, because it's supposed to be quite a rare task for my PC to do. So instead of gaining points, which is the only way to get it, by the way, right now, so it sounds a little bit lame. Instead of gaining points, it's just going to recalculate points. The power, the accumulated power. Let's see how far we can get now. I obviously have to... Whoa. Well, we'll figure it out. I'm just gonna randomly bump people to high heat level. I want to see what happens. Only Onision right now has any heat, which actually disappeared into nothing. Wow. Into nothing. So I literally just spent a few hours not on my PC, and you can see what happens when that happens. That's a yikes. Oh, by the way, there might be a problem there, maybe? No? I mean, I do ping, and just overall it checks if it's an hour elapsed. The real problem there is that it doesn't actually... Okay. It doesn't actually give me the time, though. I didn't spend like 10 hours doing this. But, well, all the heat is gone now. I potentially can sleep and still get something out of it the next day. I don't sleep more than 20 hours. So here you go. This should be pretty good. Although, also I need the else. Else is pretty useful. Okay. So it doesn't do anything else. Alright, so let's see. The competition is on, and I want to see how much heat I can generate. Because at the start, nothing happens. Literally nothing. Oh my god, 0 points of power. And that's probably not always gonna happen. I'm probably gonna have some heat left. I can also see the influence if I ping something. So I don't have to know exactly. That's what I'm gonna use this details thing for. let's keep going then. Let's see what we can find. I'll give myself like 1 hour and I want to get to 100 power potentially. It should be easy, right? I kind of made it to 109, kind of. More like 70. More than an hour it took for me to do that. But I'm cool with that because it gets exponentially easier. Although it's kind of difficult actually. Another thing that makes it easier that he does not completely disappear. So even 1% really helps. And after a quick fix, I did it so half of the points that come from heat actually double up and add into the pit. Basically the pit of points, the power, basically, as I accumulate. And half of the points are in fact exponential, so they stack. So it's a lot easier to get low amounts of power, like 100, 200, 300, but stacking is now not as powerful, so you're not going to exponentially grow. Which it's all good. That's what I want. I want to reach the low end faster and not be stuck in like 50 or something. I also boosted anyone who's like new and has low heat. They have higher power simply because they're new and they can be respected now. That's it. I am capable of reaching 2000 now, which is a very awkward position, but I think it's fine. Usually singers can pull off a lot of heat that goes away real fast. Other than that, everyone else is getting like max 1000. Now it's at 2 hour mark, so potentially I can like triple this number. But maybe in 1 hour I can double it. I don't know. I don't want to know. 2 hours of work just sitting like this. That's a lot. We'll see, man. Actually, I made a mistake. It's supposed to be 10. So every 10 points of heat, 10% of heat, it's like plus 1 point, which you would normally get, except this time it's split in 2 parts where you get 4 points from here and you get the 22% bonus at the same time. So there's some exponential and then some quick bonuses. But most importantly, I was like, oh, so I use 5 if I use a half. And for some reason, instead of using 4, I was using 8 as a primary bonus. So it's a lot faster to accumulate even bigger amounts, which made no sense. So yeah, it's not going to be 2000 at all. It's going to be 1000 max at the moment. Maybe 1200. So it seems to be working very well, I think. Tools are so dope just because of how it turns into a control game that you can kind of appreciate. It is a long battle and it's just so super tedious, but I'll take it. I mean, what else are you gonna do in a Hearthstone? You're just gonna do moves every now and then. Cool moves. You're gonna be stuck doing that. And I have plenty of cards that I can play right now. It's the max amount of stuff that I can play ever in Hearthstone history, basically. How can you complain? This is ridiculously amazing. I saw a few complaints, but I'm not gonna say anything. Just kind of controlling the game here, I don't know. Because of my special powers. I'm kind of scared of playing anything at all, which is weird. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's the way to go, huh? Too bad I didn't play anything. I can silence that. Some channel also complain about the reward track a little bit. But it's literally 2 days of reward tracking. And I already got 3 packs. A legendary. How can you complain, dude? 3 packs, 300 gold. Tavern ticket. 3 more 100 gold. 2 packs. 5 packs in total. A card back. That's a lot of gold, man. Oh my god. It's not particularly more than a daily quest, right? We'll see in the future how it all works out. But I guess it was like for 3-4 days now? Maybe 3 days. I don't even know. It's probably 3 days. But for 3 days, like, getting 1,000 or 1,200 amount of rewards, that's insane, actually. So far it's good. You get 12 days of rewards within 2 days of reach. As long as you complete weekly quests as well, it's totally fine. I could even skip now a few days completely, not checking daily at all, which is so useful. Now I can chill, not worry about it at all. Especially I completed literally everything, and I can have 4 quests in a day now. So that's perfect. I check after 2 days if I'm desperate to play Hearthstone. So kind of Ben Brode shot himself in the head, even though he's still not the lead designer. But he will be, okay? He will be someday. He controls Hearthstone development with his laugh alone, so don't worry about it, guys. Alright. What do I do now? Oh my god, I just woke up. It's a goddamn new day. We praised Donicia and we have jumped on his Discord. Nothing special is happening there. And I absolutely enjoy the heat system. And again, duel's gonna be a pretty good game mode. Not particularly fascinating either. Like, there's always improvements you can make. But it's another game mode that's probably was very much needed and was a good idea to begin with. Because it's full of things. It's a dungeon run battle mode. Like, who doesn't like that? There's so much stuff happening. There's so much stuff you have to keep track of and calculate every turn. It's almost impossible to make the best move every turn. So, that's where I want to go, right? Always go to where the difficulty is much higher, and the difficulty in Hearthstone is all about making correct decisions all the time, basically. That's the difficulty. So, even, it would be interesting to record a few games and be like, okay, I have this turn, so what is my ultimately best move? But I usually don't do that. I just like sitting there and thinking for a bit of how to play the game fast, even though I have all these choices or whatever. What a sneaky way to say that, oh, it's gonna be fucking free to cure childhood cancer. How the fuck childhood cancer even fucking happens, dude? Holy shit. I talked with Onision's counter fan, because he's still like, if you jump into space against Onision, you literally have nothing better to do. So yeah, he brings up the point, oh, like, disabled children makes a world a worse place. In a way, that's true. But suicide is just super difficult to treat as a solution. Nobody does that. We treat life for what it is, and like, being disabled, it's its own magic trick. But I really don't think cancer is nothing. I mean, this is such a fucking bullshit, right? Every charity is a bullshit. Despite Matt Bat doing a crazy YouTube event, I will never ever directly support a charity, or rather indirectly, through other people's money. Like, what's the point? I will always build my own thing if I have to. Always improve whatever I'm doing, whatever I know 100%, whatever I'm certain about. And cancer, I am not certain about 0%, because I'm not certain about science in general. Science does some tricky things where, like, it can do technical stuff where you can see the effect right away, and it can do psychological stuff where even science itself doesn't know the effect of their psychological influence, because that takes an incredible amount of research to pull off psychological tricks that you always need to pull off to make people's lives better while they're on medication, maybe, or on chemo. Like, you have to pull off some crazy psychological tricks, even if your technical stuff works on the person, which is also difficult to check. You know, it's always difficult to observe a person, how they react to things. So just, you know, just a heads up, but cancer is just as a big of a mystery as corona. Okay. And science is gonna freak out about it, but you know, I don't care about his effort to try and support a cause of action. The best thing you can do is just make a world a better place, not fucking build up charities that are trying to fight against something that we have very little understanding about. Because cancer's build up in your body, like, how, right? If we don't know how, then shut up. And that's it, that's a part of nature now. Until people figure out why it's not natural. Once they figure out why it's not natural and what can be done, what activities can be done exactly, that are non-medical activities, by the way. So there are barriers of entry to this disease to the point where if you skip a few barriers, you're just manipulating the society at this point. Society needs more children. We need a bigger population. And most of the time, as our brains grow bigger, which is gonna keep those children locked up in our homes and not allow them to socialize at all. So our society is slowly kind of dying right now. So I don't know if MatPat's idea, like everyone has their own ideas of like how to influence society, but you never know what the consequences are. You just never know. So what's the point? Just give up on that shit. Oh, but the consequence is that I'm not a moral person anymore, and I cannot stand in popularity if I am not a moral person, if I don't look moral. Well, let me tell you something, right? The first generation of YouTube is gonna look good, but actually is gonna do terrible things in the background. Because these are decent people, right? They look good, they influence you positively, but in the end, they're the ones kind of making a mess and not even taking care of that. And they only take care of the good looks, so you get the good influence, they get the bad influence, they get the problems, and eventually most YouTubers just crash as well. So that's pretty interesting. Thanks, MatBad. $1 million challenge. Oh yeah, sure. In fact, I made a big mistake when I said YouTubers are decent. They are not decent. They will be decent eventually. But right now they're kind of trash and waste. Okay? Let's just put it there lightly. They only look good. And everything they do is pretty bad. Pretty bad. Because they're just very ignorant, I would say. Very ignorant and very capable of unleashing their powers into the world. They already get the power of influence. Why should they have the power of money at the same time? That doesn't make much sense. But it does make sense if, corporations are successfully manipulating people through advertisements, sneaking into YouTube. And it's gonna get more and more apparent, I think, as it is. As everyone is struggling with this idea, right? Like, what do you advertise? What do you advertise, huh? What do you sell out to? And when do you do that? It's almost like fucking sexy time, boys. When do you sell out? That's the question that every YouTuber has to tell for themselves. And most of the time, you sell out if you're struggling like Onision and you're demonetized completely, or if YouTube is just not treating you like a normal human being like everyone else. Okay? You would think like a society just, oh, you're a human being, you're not cheating around, and you're constantly uploading, and that should be rewarding. To some degree, but like what I think YouTube is doing, I shouldn't speculate too much because it's just horrible anyways. They probably don't know what they're doing actually. But they're just trying to highlight the best of YouTube, and it's actually quite a small minority, especially for English speakers, because yeah, the rest of the world has their own communities, but you can't just put them together and say, oh, that's YouTube. No, they can't do that. And well, they completely gave up on YouTube Rewind. This is unbelievable. I'm just like shocked. It is insane. I don't know if I told you guys. It's cancelled. YouTube Rewind is cancelled. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing in that sense. Yeah, I still need my rewind, but there's nothing to compare it to anymore. Like, now we all make rewinds. We all do it. Just like 2018 predicted. Now we control rewinds. So we're gonna steal it from YouTube. Well, it worked. Congratulations, guys. I hope you're happy. In a way, I was more and more interested in YouTube because I was finding a lot of influence there. So it feels like I was breaking down YouTube at the same time as like he was breaking down. And Rewind is a big deal. I've spent so much time just looking at channels I might have missed, so we're gonna look into those again at some point. I still haven't set up the battles, but like the longer it takes to set up, I don't care. Okay? As long as I'm doing something entertaining, it's not your typical programming project where I just disappear into nothingness and everyone demands me to update the game or they just run away. The gaming world is so unstable that I can't define it very well, but YouTube world is not so unstable. I don't think, or is it happening anyways, right? Is it like, you had to put effort into game development, and I have no idea what game development is after all this time, because I never put effort into it. I just made it fun. You know, that's there's a lot of questions, but I love questions. Why isn't psychology like the biggest skill ever? So in a way, I think there's something that you can break down when it comes to questioning this. What kind of skills run these sections? Not necessarily what kind of sections these are, because looking at like gaming and like, oh, you have to be a programmer. Well, not really. I mean, people do just fine doing whatever as long as they are in, you know? They're invited, they're grouped up with others who are doing similar things, and potentially PewDiePie is actually belonging to a gaming generation, not YouTube generation, which is like weird, right? Certain gamers have transcended to some degree, but it does take a little bit more than that. You do have to look at obscure games, have to look at emotional games maybe even. Not just horror genre, but like, you know, the guy looks at pretty girls genre. That too. Like all kinds of bullshit games. Or just multiplayer shit. Or just, you know, PewDiePie also excelled into having a relationship and putting that on YouTube as well. Now his growth should be way down. But you never know. Like, once you secure yourself a world first position, you never quite lose it. Usually everything solidifies as the generation finishes up their work. You know, it gets pretty solid. People can't just go up and down easily. So, but yeah, there's a variety of skills, but you have to know which category you belong to. Obviously, these overlap, so it's easy for you to fall down and understand, oh, most of my eggs in this basket and not this basket, so I'm not actually the high tier of gaming, I'm just a low tier of YouTube, and potentially I've been here this whole time, but I've been fed by AdventureCraft, so, and Minecraft, so like, this is a pretty good start, I would say. And a lot of YouTubers started with Minecraft anyways, so I'm pretty much on the same category. Maybe I'm just late, just like Dream is late to the party. So here you go. Explained it to you. Again, actually pencil. Again, explained how yeah, I mean, let's not forget that gaming generation is huge. It has been for a long time, and it's transcending into something that's kind of unreachable. It's very hard to reach it. Like, you have to be a competitive gamer, or you have to be an entertaining gamer, but you might not even make it to the gaming generation anyways. You might end up in YouTube anyways. See how it goes? It's so fucking weird. Trying to do gaming on YouTube, not easy at all. Have to not only stand out, but be on top completely. And then start making your own game immediately when you become popular. That's your exit. You have to have that exit strategy to next generation. Where, yeah. Still. If you become popular, you must make a game. You just have to. And you have to pretty much invest everything into it as well. So if you can't do it, you're gonna be ending up like Smosh, who are just like, oh, we're just YouTube generation dudes. So they can't transcend level their tear. Because even though they made a game, they just didn't. And they made a lot of apps. They made websites. It's a lot of attempts, I guess, into progression, but potentially they know that they will survive longer and they will gather a lot more people in their group. So what Smosh does, right, even though Smosh didn't tier up, they gathered more people with a light. Okay, I could have said spotlight, but who cares? It's kind of interesting. This video has a lot to offer, a lot to unpack itself. Alright, now I have a heat list. So people accumulating heat, and it's kind of important because it's your relevance of the day, and it feeds into the power level, as I've said. It splits into two pieces and tries to boost it as fast as possible, but also do an exponential piece so people stack up. The more people I have in this list, the higher the power level, and it keeps going up. But how many can I fucking invite? How many can I check? It's almost like a challenge that is fun on itself. So stacking people, interesting. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll do something like that. Maybe I'll try and, check the limitations of this thing. What does it take, right? But other than that, it's just beautiful design so far. This might be the weirdest insight about Taylor Swift ever. The moment Taylor sings about something, it doesn't matter anymore. So if she sings about politics or gay rights, it doesn't matter anymore now. She killed the meme. She's a meme killer, just like PewDiePie, but she does it differently. Oh man, and she doesn't actually kill memes, she kills like concepts that we really care about. Is like, oh, age matters. Oh no, she did 22. What does that mean? What do I do now? Now it's just, you flip this and you got a heart. That's all that matters at this point. You literally have to do something else now. 22 doesn't even exist anymore as an age group. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, 22-year-olds. You're cancelled. Okay, so I'm gonna keep the narrative going. I want to see how far that goes. Red doesn't matter anymore. Now it's all about the blue, okay? So when does she sing that, by the way? It's fucking stupid, isn't it? Oh man. She sang before 2016. That's fucking stupid, guys. Why does it matter then? After 3 years, and then doesn't matter after 4 years. Just kidding, obviously, but come on, man. What if I do find something interesting? I mean, she does sing about... That's the weird part, right? Sometimes PewDiePie can boost a meme. But this is literally like, oh, folklore. Oh, that doesn't matter anymore. Okay. Lovers don't matter anymore. Reputation doesn't matter? What the fuck is that? That's crazy, dude. How dare you? But population doesn't matter, okay? I mean popularity. Uh, Wait, so how the fuck does that work? Man, I want to figure this out. Now I want to know more about. Don't speak, Taylor. It's getting pretty awkward actually. Let's figure her out real quick. Does she have a battle? I think she's like standing out as like nobody cares about Taylor Swift, okay? Nobody cares, nobody cares. Oh, she is battling lava, yeah. Let's go then. Let's do it. Can they qualify for this? I mean, Taylor should be able to, right? Taylor's not a loser. Just needs... Yeah, definitely qualify. So, let's start the battle. The second hottest battle. Let's put it this way. Laura used to be the first pick for my team as the fire girl. And that's Avril Lavigne, right? Why did I do that like that? It's fucking weird. I have to do it like this. Justine Bieber. Yeah, that would make sense, right? I don't want to be sexist. Someone has to become a girl. So a guy doesn't have a chance. Because he's not a guy. Oh, come on, not fast forward. W forward. Lava used to be my first pick. Now I hope she's trash. I hope she never comes back, cause like if someone switches sides, that's not an easy target, man, for me. I mean, quantity matters, so the amount of albums she has released, that's what will make her successful. That's it. Game over. There's no way Avril can catch up, right? But you never know, because now I'm actually listening to every single song in every album. This can be pretty hot. Brace yourselves. But let's just finish this shit, because we gotta finish this. I think I have to take a break as well. Identical. I do want to throw myself into a wormhole as fast as possible of like the world of dating into marriage, right? That's the weirdest one because that's where social pressure is the most relevant because it's actually real. You know, people are heavily concerned. Like, all you have to do is think about, oh, wait, one person must exist after me or population dies. And probably one and a little bit of an extra person. But usually one person after you because you're going to die after... Well, actually, one and a little bit. I don't know. Has to be one and a little bit. It's not. But that's that extra social pressure of who's gonna have 2 children. Oh my god. Obviously, every family has to have 2 children as well, and every gay couple has to adopt 2 children. Huh, very funny. They will never do that. But that was pretty funny. You know, the moment when Shane adopts a child, yeah, I can say you're gay, basically. Yeah, you're gay now. But until you adopt children, you're nobody, basically. You're just a piece of shit. Until a gay couple adopts 2 children, they're not actually gay. We're just talking about sexually gay, because there's that problem in between, right? You have to leave a legacy of everything you have to the world. Otherwise, humanity dies. And everyone should be kind of concerned about that for no particular reason, even though, like, we're gonna die anyways, right? It's not like our children are gonna take care of us, right? Well, it could happen. It's a very tough discussion all of a sudden. I think it would be a long rant, and it doesn't fit in the 20 minutes that I have left. A rant and a discovery process of what can we find here. Like, damn. A new map is required for sure. But for now, I'll just see her trying Tinder for the first time like a fucking... Wow, this is so... Ew. I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to think about yet. Such virgin adventures, dude. That's what happens. She's running around. This is so weird. I feel so weird and running around, man. It's good. Congratulations, you found something that challenges your self-esteem. She feels relieved that someone who replied doesn't take Tinder seriously. Yeah, we're all gonna be disappointed if Tinder actually is one of those interactive media that's gonna pop out. But we just don't know if there's gonna be just one or those are gonna improve, right? We still don't know. It's still super unstable, so it's generation 0. Because we don't know who to trust, basically. Okay, round 10 is finished. I'm still not cringing too hard, but I am getting tired now of just the entire battle. Laura already got 80 points plus, so she's not gonna lose too much, but I think she's losing even now. Yeah, 50 points, it's kind of a regular expectation now. She's gonna lose 50 points, which is good for us, and the battle is over then. Because there's no reason to push the underdog any further than that. She's doing great. She haven't lost everything. She could have done so much worse because of the bonus points. And she's something to look after. I hope she graduates in the process, but it's very unlikely. You need 300 points. Or 250, right? But you're gonna lose 50, so you need 300 in this sense. Let's see how far we're gonna get with this. This is a little bit sad. They have a very like tiny animation as well. Why can't I find the animation? Holy shit, man. Oh, man. This is so tiny. I can barely look at it. It's just a few lines scribbling out, like, doesn't get me excited for anything, dude. But whatever. I'm just kind of disappointed, like, wow, everyone's doing PewDiePie animations. Where's the other fucking animation, man? Everyone needs it. See, we're not collaborating enough on just helping YouTubers fucking excel a little bit. It really helps, man. I mean, I know there's an intro and there's an animation, and that's like, and then the video normalizes some bullshit. narrative with full context. I'm feeling like the cringe has taken over now, and I can't find anything to watch. Yeah, like whatever. I would redesign everything, obviously, but I'm just a loser with one subscribble. Sometimes clicks on my video. So what do I know, right? I'm not normal. Anyways, let's finish the last album. I mean, it's all coming to an end, to a nice little close. Let's see how it works out. And yeah, that's pretty cool, right? Like, you have the first generation versus second generation gaming. Again, as I often do. They have their bubbles of skills. If I occupy all these skills, I'm technically am CEO of YouTube, right? I am the CEO. That's just how it works. I'm just defined that way. Because I have that skill, and I have the skill to propel people all the way up. And throw out of YouTube, but in a better place, not worse place. Not get them cancelled or anything. So, basically, if I throw people in a better place, then it's a lot scarier for them to face reality. And they might, like, cancel themselves a little bit, crop corners, and maybe still try to ascend, but, they will start respecting what's up there and how difficult it truly is to be a part of that higher generation of people. Yeah, this is also cringing out into a close, actually. So might as well a final round, round number 12. Let's begin. And currently, if we check the battle, still same results. So, nothing can change at this point. It's very hard to change things right now. And that's what you expect the last rounds to be like. Well, you gotta give up, man. You're not winning this one. That's a good advice. Just want to know, do not take anything that I say or do in this video seriously. It's all cringe, guys. Run! Run as fast as possible, guys. Don't take anything seriously. If you cannot take it seriously, it's cringe. That's what it is. We figure it out. I got you guys. Anyways. There might be some extra music, but here it is. Final 2 songs, honestly. And we're out. Alright, that's the final round, and ouch. Let's see how much it hurts to lose. $48 points. Alright, the bonus is off. She almost graduated. Congratulations, almost. How is this not congratulations? Although, did she really have that many points? Am I missing something? I really can't believe it that she did it. I have to double check the archive for that. Wow, I was checking the archive for some reason. 724. That makes no sense. Wait. Really? How? God damn it. I have to double check what's going on here. I can do transfers just fine. Fuck, man. how did I messed it up? Now I have to like backtrack and double check. That's impossible. I just have to leave it as it is or something. How do I fucking check right now if I made the right moves? Well, I probably did. Yeah, I did. I can see it now. She at least got 50 points. So she at least had 744. So yeah, it makes sense that and we double checked, right? Transfer worked as well. She almost graduated. That's the weird part. That's the one that I am like, oh, that's pretty cool. To finish school, but not quite, because I'm not watching her movies or anything. She's not fully integrated into YouTube, let's put it that way. She's doing Hollywood interpretation of a career where you only do movies and music, so it's not exactly ready for graduation, let's put it that way. So, how many did we lost? 48, I think. 48 was the number. I'm such a loser right now with these. Okay. And the final results. E and B. 769 to 40. Okay. Results. 241, right? Win. Here we go. We in fact win. Almost want to highlight it. It's better to highlight like this. Here we go. Win. Alright, so it's 9 more minutes. What else can we do? Maybe we can warm up these bad boys. Maybe we can warm up some battle and pull it in. I would rather look for trouble than... What can we do? I'll just run around YouTube and see what happens. Maybe Sniper Wolf? I paired her against Donald Trump. Just kind of interesting, right? It sounds pretty bad, doesn't it? Holy shit. Hot Ones. Yes, the Hot Ones podcast is not gonna show up because now it's a function, so I don't want to conflict with my function. Are you kidding me? So we have, yeah, she got super hot because music is hot these days. And that's the heat table so far. Just curious. Alright, I'm back, and it seems like we got a cut in half of the heat, and a lot of people actually fell out of the list. It's looking really gorgeous. People will be left with a few percentage. They won't be completely clear. I'm not sure if that's gonna cause any trouble, but we'll find out eventually. Oh yeah, Hightail is still on my list of what I have to look at sometimes and talk about too many times. And honestly, I'm slowly fading out, like, my interest. Even though it looks decent, right? Everything looks decent. All the gameplay footage, there's so much of it now released. The game's not released. I'm not sure. How can they try and appeal to a community and not build a community? Where Minecraft pretty much did the opposite. It appeals to programmers, but it accidentally built a community because it released very early, right? So there's no tutorial, there's nothing, right? There's no like decent experience, like full-fledged experience of Minecraft. But because some people could have gotten lucky, basically. Some people could have found value in Minecraft, and maybe some people can find value in Hytale somehow. That's a pretty interesting question. How do you do that? How do you find value in Hytale right now? Usually, when it comes to timing, right now matters a hell of a lot, okay? The faster you can release a game, it matters so much more. Because then it shows your confidence on what your idea is of a game, right? But what Hytale is doing is trying to appeal to the community because they come from a server building, which is a way to try and appeal to the community with a lot of activities, and they would probably expect to launch like make a huge launch and completely outshadow everything that's going on at that particular moment. But what if they lose me and my interest? What would happen? What if I just figure out what to do for my life entirely and just entirely ignore this moment of Minecraft Skyrim? If only that was so fucking easy, right? Because again, when you're trying to appeal, like, everything matters all of a sudden and nothing matters. You literally have no ability to maybe even build anything. Build a community around, because everyone is interested in so many aspects. Where Minecraft, when it started, the survival aspect matters, and maybe a few mods matter. Like, very few things can get highlighted, and you have to jump early on to take the spotlight. Here, I don't think you can jump early on. Everyone is capable of jumping early on already. So that's the question, like, what's the value? Who's the early birds of this bullshit? And I've already said, like, this is a fucking jail time in a way. You have Minecraft jailing with Hytale, but now Hytale is basically hype for any voxel game that's not Minecraft, right? It used to be Terraria, I think, and in a way Terraria looks exactly like Hytale. If you really think about it, Terraria has most of the features that Hytale is trying to hype up, where, like, yeah, you have weapons, you have fucking weird things you can do. It's definitely supposed to be better here, right? No one can actually predict that, whether it's gonna be better than a fucking Terraria, which is, again, we actually found a new narrative right now to talk about, which is a very difficult thing to find. We're gonna do magnifier. Okay, magnifier. I also like the gift, because gift is something you find under a Christmas tree. Oh, wow. Thank you for your gift. So, Terraria has been Hytale this whole time. So potentially, if Terraria has been Hytale, What if me, the Mr. G boy, is Minecraft this whole time without even realizing? And the moment I release my game, Hytale will release their game, and they fucking needed each other this whole fucking time, huh? Man, a lot of pressure, man, because I haven't found anything that replaces Minecraft, knocks Minecraft out of the gates, and that Hytale can compete against, right? Hytale said that they're not competing against Minecraft, and potentially that's actually true. And this is just a grid of, you know, communities that become cultist a little bit if they last for too long, right? They start doing stupid, weird shit. So that makes sense. It makes sense that I just woke up to finish my job. God damn it. I have a $1 million job to do, guys, so it's kind of weird. It's almost like Mr. Beast is more mocking me with every video than trying to make a terrible YouTube channel, you know? Accidentally. Or a good YouTube channel for the rest of the people, because for me it's terrible. For me, I love money so much I can't see nothing but a waste, right? So potentially, yeah, like, the reason why I say that Mr. Beast is mocking me is like, people are willing to do crazy things to get money. Why am I not capable of doing that? Right? When I'm surely I can break through Minecraft, okay? And that's the big question. I have to, with full certainty, talk about that as well. So I have big two topics, super big, which is breakthrough in relationships, which what do you do in a system right now in 2020? Can you still build relationships and build actual families when nobody wants to communicate with each other anymore? Or will they figure out, oh, internet is a pretty interesting place? There you go. Don't allow ducks to come in there. Okay, that's a lot of pressure. I think we're ending the video then. Yeah, it just ended. Cool. See you guys next time.